wanted to share something really cool with y'all. So we have Christian Page here, and he is an Okay, words are hard this morning, guys. It's still early. An Emmy-nominated speaker and a word poet, a professional speaker, and an educator who speaks at schools, conferences, and events just like this one. He was born and raised in Tacoma, Washington, where he currently lives and teaches, and he believes that our voice is our most powerful tool and encourages others to use their voice to advocate, interrupt, empower, and teach. Christian often uses the sentence to summarize himself. He says, "I'm just a somebody who wants community to work for everybody." Give it up for Christian Page. It's connected to the live stream.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. It's like wondering if this was on. Can you? Thank you all so much. All right. Well, good morning, everyone. Ooh, it's real Monday energy in here, and it's Friday. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Awesome. I'm so excited to have the opportunity to be here with you all today. You all are in my neighborhood. Is there anybody else in here from Tacoma? There's like 3 hands. All right, shout out to y'all. I love being from this place. Like, this is like my favorite place on the planet. I often tell people, like, I really love Tacoma. I think it's the greatest city on the planet. And if anybody disagrees, there's a parking lot outside. Anyway, somebody don't know what the parking lot's for, but it's all right. Right, I love where I'm from because it's a community that loves on itself, right? You all may not get this feeling, or you may not understand this, or, right, like, you're here in Tacoma for like 2 or 3 days, right? But if you got the opportunity to spend a week here, to spend 2 weeks here, if any of you have spent time here, this is the place that looks out for the young people more than any other place that I've been in the United States, right? And I'll save the rest of the movie preview for a conversation that we'll have during the keynote. But there's a thing that's here that I think people understand. And I want to ask this question to you all for you to have a conversation with someone next to you, and we'll break down, I think, why Tacoma is one of the greatest places on the planet. Someone's like, what does this have to do with leadership? Right? We're getting there. Right? Here's what I want you to do, is I want you to have a conversation with somebody next to you, and I want you to answer this question. When you're holding an apple in your hand, what are you holding the potential of? When you are holding an apple in your hand, what are you holding the potential of? Somebody thinks I'm weird. I promise we're going somewhere. Right? Have a conversation with somebody next to you. I'll call you all back in like a minute and a half. Yeah, for sure. Thank you. And you all have some other things that you need to cover, yeah? Yeah. Okay. Cool. How long do you all need? I think this takes like 20 minutes. I'm on at 9:40. Okay. Right. So maybe I'll wrap up 9:20 then, so you all have the rest of the time. For sure. All right. All right. Is anybody weirded out yet? Anybody kind of like, what is this dude doing? What in the world are we talking about? Yeah? Who has the answer? When you're holding an apple, what's going on? Ooh, tell the room why that's the answer. For sure. See another hand. What's going on? Right? For sure. What else? Ooh, solving world hunger. Come on, let's talk about a vision. Right? The reason why I asked you this question is my friend nailed it as soon as we started the conversation. When you're holding an apple in your hand, you're holding the potential for an orchard. And oftentimes we take that thing for granted. Right? How many of you have eaten an apple in the last couple of days and threw the core in the trash? That's common practice for us, right? Right? But if we understood the power of what we just threw away, we wouldn't do that. Right? Because if you planted seeds, it would grow another tree. That tree would grow fruit. That fruit would grow seeds. That seeds would get planted, right? Again, there's a cyclical nature that comes with this. What I'm offering is that's the same thing that you all have the opportunity to think about and or do as student leaders. Is when you take your job seriously, like when you don't take this for granted, right? You plant seeds that other people get to know the fruit of, right? You plant seeds so that other people get the opportunity to know shade in some instances, right? You plant seeds so that other people have the opportunity to eat from the tree that you're creating. And a lot of the times we take that thing for granted, or we wear the name tag, right? Or we walk around as president, right? Or we find ourselves like more focused on the title than the actual impact that we get to create. What I'm offering for you all, and what I hope we get from the rest of this conference today, is that you take this job as a leader really seriously, right? There are people who are counting on you. And oftentimes, like, other people's blessings are caught up in the idea of if we pursue what we're supposed to do or not. I'll tell you all a really quick story, and then I'll be quiet because you're going to hear me talk for a long time later, right? Have y'all ever not felt like doing something before? Have y'all ever felt like you wanted to procrastinate on something? People are like, don't be fake this morning, right? Like, let's be real, right? Like, have we ever been scared of something, right? Have we ever like almost talked ourselves out of something that we knew we could accomplish, right? So I'll be really honest with you all, is that in this first quarter of the year, I've been speaking in a lot of places, right? And I've spent a lot of time in hotels, and I have 2 children at home. And there was one particular day where there was a conference. It was in Federal Way. I was in Tacoma, for anybody who knows geography, right? It's a short distance away, right? And I really didn't want to go. I probably shouldn't tell y'all this story, right? I really did not want to go. And it made it really difficult. My daughter is 2 years old. She's the most beautiful thing on the planet. Her name is Zion Kekona Piliahi Ka'omawana Oke Kai. Her name means powerful woman and voyager of the sea. If anybody's seen the movie Moana, or like Ka'omawana, this is my daughter's name. And as I was getting ready to leave, like, there's a baby gate at my house, right? And so I swing the baby gate closed. And she goes, no, Dad, like, no, like, stay here. And I'm looking at my baby, and I'm having this conversation in my head, right? And I almost throw the apple core away, right? I almost just decide, like, you know what, I can call them. Y'all, ooh, yeah, I'm gonna talk real spicy to y'all. Some people have used COVID as a convenience to lie. Have y'all canceled any plans on your friends and said you had COVID? Right, it would have been real easy for me to call, right, and be like, yo, no, like it's cool. Like, I got COVID, I can't make it. I just tested positive. I can send you the photo, right? Like, I could have backed out, right? I went to the conference that day. I delivered my speech. I'm not bragging, I promise. Like, there was like a standing ovation in the room. Everybody was excited about the things that I had delivered. Now, let me talk myself up because I still got to go in there. And like, you know, like, people are asking to like take pictures, and we're doing high fives and talking about stuff afterward. And there was a student who sat in his seat for about 35 minutes as everyone came through. And I was looking at him like, yo, what is this dude doing? And I'm like, I'm kind of weird. Like, can I tell y'all something about me? Like, I'm kind of from the hood a little bit. And so when I watch folks that are just watching me, I'm kind of like, yo. Anyway, conversation for another time. Right, but like, dude's just sitting there. And so everybody comes through, and everything like passes by, and we're done with everything. And he finally comes up to me and says, can I talk to you in the corner? And I'm like, yeah, cool, that's all right. I'm still feeling kind of weird, y'all. And he looks me in my face, and he says, like, I'm so grateful that you showed up today. And I'm like, all right, dude, like, you're welcome, right? And he says, no, like I've been having a really hard time. For the last 2 years, right, like, I've been stuck in a certain position. And I'm sure you all have experienced a lot of things during the COVID. He said, man, I've lost all motivation. And there was a thought in my head that I didn't want to be here anymore. And he said, I didn't know that I really still wanted to be alive. And he said, because of you, because of people like you, because of the way that individuals decide to spend their time, because there's leaders who believe in seeds that become trees, that become fruit, right? This young man said, I don't know for how much longer, but I still want to be alive today. And he gave me a really big hug, right? And I apologize for like this going really deep, really fast, but he gave me a really big hug, and I got to tell him that day, I'm so glad that you exist. And that morning, I almost threw that opportunity away. Right? What I'm asking of you all, right, is to take your job, your calling, right, like your gifts really seriously. Because someone else's blessing, Someone else's, right, like life or death, motivation to continue can be caught up in the thing that you're considering if you're going to do or not, and the effort that you're going to decide if you put forth or not, and the support that you decide if you're going to do or not. Right, like your job matters. You all matter. Your actions matter. Your words matter. Everything that you do in this position is important. Right, and when you become a leader, sometimes you're not just responsible for the task. Does anybody know who Simon Sinek is? Ooh, y'all got some homework to do, right? You got 2 books to read. Are you ready? Your books are Start with Why and The Infinite Game. Start with Why and The Infinite Game. I didn't see nobody write that down. Somebody would Snapchat that to a friend or something. Oh, yep, I see you, right? Ooh, come on, leader, right? Here's one of the things that's really important for us to remember is that oftentimes we're on the front line, like we're the person responsible for the task, right? Y'all ever had a job before? Does somebody have a job in here? My first job, I worked at Popeye's Chicken and Biscuits. Oh, yes, right? Oh, yes, right? And my job was responsible for like putting things in the fryer, right? And there's been times where like I've been promoted to manager or this manager or whatever it is. But when you start to have a title, when there's responsibilities that come along with you, you're no longer the individual who's directly responsible for the task. You start to become responsible for the people who are responsible for the task. And the higher you go up, you become responsible for the people who are responsible for the people who are responsible for the people, right, who are responsible for the task. And at some point, you may get disconnected from it, but one of the things that will always sustain you at no matter what level of leadership, I'm dreaming big for y'all. No matter what leadership, what level of leadership you elevate to, right, the thing that will always remain is that you have a responsibility to take care of people and to take care of their well-being. And so I'll be quiet now, but the thing that I want to remind you of is that your school is counting on you, right? There are people who are counting on you. And don't let like somebody miss out on a blessing for them. Don't let somebody miss out on support for them, right? Because we get caught up in our own heads about what we're capable of or if we're going to decide to put effort forth or not. Is that a good enough preview for the movie we're going to walk into? Is that all right? Y'all tired of me yet? All right, because I can go home. I live down the street, right? But no, I thank you all for giving me the opportunity to speak to you all this morning. And I just ask, really, that you take this seriously because someone else is caught up in this story as well. Awesome. So I'll see you all in a few minutes. Yeah. I'm excited to see you all in the other room.
Thank you. That was amazing. Thank you. Can I get another round of applause for Christian? That was incredible. Another round of applause, please. Oh my God. Whoops. Okay, I don't know how I'm supposed to follow that up, but now we're going to talk about the boring stuff. So you guys are probably wondering, what even is a student rep? You're here. So the student reps are, as I turn off my phone, the student reps are responsible for voting for they're the voice for their school's sports medicine team. You guys are responsible of communicating and coordinating your school's votes for our 3 voting events. These are the poster, the student forum, and the president candidate. Oh, sorry.
You're fine. So for those of you who don't know, the Student Forum is the large presentation competition. And then over the course of the weekend, individuals and groups around the state will present their Student Forum. And I'm sorry, it's early. At the end of the weekend, you will cast your school's vote and the student choice for the Student Forum. So you'll go watch these competitions with your school. They'll tell you, like Lindsay said, you're the voice of reason, you're your school's voice, and your guys' vote is matters, and you're going to translate that when we vote in the business meeting on Saturday.
So outside the grand ballroom, you guys may have noticed some posters already. So these posters are, participants have worked hard to put these together, and we need your input to decide the winners of each categories. You guys are in charge of casting 1 vote each in the 8 categories, so make sure to get input from your teammates and decide. You guys aren't just voting who you would like. You need to communicate to your schools.
And then tonight at 5:30, we will have the president's speeches. So the the candidates who are running for the 2022-2023 co-president positions.
That's crazy.
I know, right? So the next Lindsay and I, which is crazy. So you guys will and your schools will go watch that. And again, like Student Forum, you'll translate that back to us tomorrow. And yeah, it's an exciting, crazy thing. And what?
This is a very big responsibility. You guys are choosing who you want to represent the WCTSMA for your guys' next year. So please communicate with your schools. And finally, we want to hear your feedback on how state is going or went for your school. So we'll have a QR code at our next meeting and at our next business meeting for your feedback. And we'll also send the Google Forms to your emails you will get at that meeting as well. When providing feedback, please talk to your team and listen to all of their opinions. We want to hear any little suggestion or feedback. Do we want to open the floor for any questions, comments, concerns? Anything before we go back to the ballroom? Yeah? Our next meeting.
Vote at the business meeting tomorrow at 3:15. So we'll meet back here 3:15 tomorrow.
There'll be QR codes, and so make sure throughout this whole weekend you guys are looking at the posters, you're sitting in on the student forums, and most importantly, you guys are listening to the president's speeches. All right.
Yeah, that's like the most important thing to be present for, I'd say.
Yeah.
But
And just remember, you guys are your school's voice. You guys are representing your school. We want to hear, you guys are just two people for your entire school. So we want to hear every feedback, every comment. And yeah, are you guys excited for this weekend? Yeah?
You guys are the voice. You're the future of all of this, and it's a pretty big deal.
You're the apple, as Christian would say. All right.
Yes. So that's the end of our meeting today. We'll see you tomorrow, 3:15, right back here. No? What? Just kidding. I lied. I'm getting other directions at the moment. Sorry.
Sorry, people.
Just gonna play some games, get to know you guys. So,
Debate.
okay, so we're gonna start out with like a little debate, little thing.
Split the room.
So I'll have you guys stand up.
We're going to split the room right here.
Yep.
They're debating tacos. They're debating pasta.
Burgers.
Okay, burgers, and they're debating pasta.
Okay, guys. So we're gonna
Guys, get with get in a group. You guys need to be.
Yep, like a big, just like get in the middle.
We're splitting in two groups.
Oh, just kidding. Don't.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can do that?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Do you need any candy or anything like
No.
that?
Nope, we got it. Actually, that's not a bad idea.
Not a bad
If
idea.
you're not busy.
Let me go check
Thank
on
you.
everybody out there.
Okay, you can use Jake.